What's going on? I'm here at Planet Fitness. Gonna go try to get a chest day in without getting kicked out so I don't upset my girlfriend back here. Maybe we'll set off the lunk alarm. Maybe we'll not. Let's find out. All right, I've secured the middle of the cable rack. I had to fight tooth and nail to get this thing, but here we are. We're gonna start with seated cable flies to really warm up and get those chest fibers firing with contractions, essentially. And then what we'll do is move on to a compound movement. But let's start here and get a great workout. All right, so now we move the cable from low to high. And what we're gonna do is cable crossovers to isolate more of the lower chest. Since we were doing more of a neutral kind of incline sort of deal, we're gonna actually just switch and do more pre-fatigue for our lower pec to get that nice shelf down there, make those pecs pop, you know what I'm saying? So do a few sets of this and then we'll move on to a compound movement. One of the biggest things I can tell you about training chest to really get a big chest, because I know so many people struggle with that, is as you can see me in that last set, when I was really coming down right there, I was focusing almost as a pause and I was feeling tension all across my pecs. That is focusing on the contraction. So you can see me methodically doing that with each and every rep. I might be going a little faster than some of you are used to, but what I'm trying to get my point across here is that you should really be feeling it, really be feeling that pectoral, both pectorals burn, feeling them contract each and every rep to the point where it should be almost uncomfortable. That is how you isolate your chest to help it to grow. Focus on those contractions. All right, I'm gonna hit another set. All right, I don't know if anybody's told you this, but when you're selecting your incline right here, the best way to contract your upper chest is about 30 degrees. It's actually a lot shallower than you would think. A lot of people do upper chests around this angle, but to get that clavicular muscle on top of the pec right there, it's actually more effective to do about 30 degrees, a more shallow angle on the chest. So we're gonna do 30 degrees and hit incline on the Smith machine. Little warm-up set just to get my angle right, just to get the feel right, get everything activating right before I up the weight. But today, to be honest, I'm not going to go too heavy, partially because last week I did a heavy chest day, and this week I'm more focusing on contractions than weight. So I'm going to up the weight moderate, and then we're going to focus on more contractions for the next set. So with the last set, you could see me kind of going at a slower tempo. It's because I'm just allowing my brain and CNS to focus on that pectoral moving the weight. I'm also trying to maximize time under tension to allow the most breakdown of those muscle fibers each and every rep for each and every set. So we're gonna add another 10 pound here, and then we're gonna do set number 3 and push it a little bit further. All right, so the next exercise is going to be dumbbells, and I'm going to do a flat neutral press like that. And why I'm going to do this movement here is because when you come up from the press, you're able to get a little inward movement right there to get a better overall contraction on the chest. So let me show you guys what flat dumbbell neutral press looks like for chest. Throwing the dumbbells already. We're gonna actually get up the weight a little bit. I think it was just a hair too light. All right, as you can see, we made it till failure on that set around 10 or 11 right there. That is a sweet spot. Found the right weight. I got myself to fail around 10 to 12 reps. Really, really good for building muscle in that general area. Granted, it's not the only rule. You can build muscle 5 reps, 6 reps, that's okay. But if you really want to get a bodybuilding technique, I suggest stick to the 8 to 12 range because it allows you to get more blood in there with more reps to really stretch out your fascia, which allows you to build a bigger muscle in the first place. So that's just my 10 cents for building chest. I'm gonna hit a couple more sets here and then I'll probably see you guys for some triceps. All right, so we're gonna do this tricep machine right there. And there's two ways of using a tricep machine. One way for chest, one way for triceps. And in this particular case, we're going to use it for triceps, which means keeping our torso right there a little bit more upright. And you'll see how I do that. And it emphasizes more of the triceps rather than that lower pec. Even though we are hitting chest today, we hit chest with 4 other exercises. So we just want to finish it off with a little bit of triceps. So let me show you how that's done. So just a quick recap here. You can see that as I'm there on the dip machine, I'm not hunching my chest over the weight and getting my pec to contract with every rep. I'm staying more vertical and I'm putting the load back on my tricep by literally just hinging at the shoulder and pressing down and squeezing, and I will feel a burn here with each and every rep as I squeeze towards the bottom. So simplifying that is basically just letting you know, make sure that you don't let your chest drop when you're doing dips for tricep. You really want to keep your chest high and let your arms or your humerus swing back and then press with your tricep only. So there's a little more 10 cents to help you guys build a big set of triceps. And keep in mind, triceps are about 3/4 of your arm. So if you want big arms, focus on them triceps.